Well, scouting influences my life on a daily basis. I think it's helped fine-tune my own moral compass. It defines who I am and how I live my life. I work at a school, and I might get a kindergartner that misses mom in tears. I might get I had a third grader that their dog died. I had an eighth grader that the girlfriend dumped him. And I could find the answer in the oath, the law, or my scouting experiences. How to lead, compassion, it's there on a daily basis. That is, I wasn't really a scout at the time. And I wasn't a scouter. My dad was the scoutmaster in Troop 611 in Lansingburg. My brother Pete was a scout. Back then, scouts didn't sell popcorn like they do today. They sold Tom Watt kits. Well, my brother wasn't much of a salesman, but he really wanted to go to camp, Rotary as a matter of fact. And he convinced me to sell for him. So I jumped at the chance of sending my brother to camp, who was 5 years older than me, to camp for an entire week. So, and a Tom Watt kit was like a suitcase filled with household items. It was pretty heavy for a 6-year-old because I was 6. I went door to door in every house in the neighborhood, and I sold my absolute heart out. I not only got to send my brother to camp for a week, I got to send him to camp for 2 weeks. And I was the #1 seller in the council at that time. And they gave me a $100 savings bond for being the biggest seller, even though I wasn't a scout. So that's my favorite scouting story. Well, I had a list of just a ton of people that have influenced me over the years, but I narrowed it down to just 3. I'd like to thank Jim Clark, Scoutmaster of Troop 24 in Wilton, Quinn's first Scoutmaster. And he knew more about, or knows more about scouting than anybody I know. And we butt heads a lot. I was assistant Scoutmaster. And I think he thought that I wasn't listening. And I'd like to tell him today that I was listening. I learned so much from Jim, not only about scouting, but about parenting and parenting in scouting. I really was listening, and I still, to this day, when I'm faced with something that I'm not sure about, I just think, what would Jim Clark do? And so I never get to see him anymore, but he's always in my thoughts. I'd like to thank my husband, Jim. He has always taken care of our animals, and I have plenty. I had, at the time, years back, I had dogs, cats, chickens, and rabbits. And he stayed home, and he took care of them without complaining. And Quinn and I did this for 10 years. We both have 10-year rounders. So he never complained, and without him, none of this scouting stuff, all the camping trips and backpacking trips, never would have happened. Finally, I think the most important one is Quinn. I'd like to thank Quinn. I'm going to cry. He welcomed me into scouting 20 years ago as a cub. Come on, Mom, this is going to be fun. He always encouraged me, and still does, to be more involved, to do more scouting things, and to go more places. We've been everywhere. We've had so much fun. We have so many memories, and I know there's many more to come. I'm pretty sure we're not done yet. I think we still have, I have a few more years left, and I know he does. And I just really, really appreciate the love that he has for me and the love that he has for scouting.